Well, welcome to a special edition of Coffee with Ken. You can already see my surprise. Jackie and Carmen are here in person, and it is all about spending time.
Coffee with Ken.
That's right. Having time with each other. And I'm going to tattle on myself. We actually ran out of coffee, so we've got someone running to go get it, to bring it back so we can do it because, yeah, can you believe that? You know, I go away for a little bit, having to deal with a little illness and come back and no coffee.
But she's an imposter.
Well,
I've got beverage in my cup.
she's drinking the pure stuff water. Well, yeah, it takes care of you. It does the body good, right? More so than milk. So we'll just stick with that. But the truth is, I'm so happy they're here. And I know that you guys are taking a break. And so we appreciate that you joined in with us. Last week, we talked about accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And this week kind of goes hand in hand with that. And that's responsibility. Ooh, that's a good one, isn't it?
That can be, yeah, yes, it really is, but sometimes people don't think it is.
Well, yeah, because we kind of touched on it a little bit last week as April was really, you know, she's kind of my accountability partner. I know that's not always the best thing with a husband and a wife, but she's really good at it because she's able to put on her middle name, which is Charlene, and act like a coach and counselor. I'm just messing with her. But the fact is that she is really good at doing that, and just she has to, talk in Ruby and talk in Pearl, but she does it really well. So anyway, accountability led to responsibility, but there's another word that came into that, and that is ownership. And you and Mompreneur talked about owning things, and you did in business, right? Both of you talk about that in different ways of how you've taken on and owned things. When you went into your business, and it was in the hundreds of thousands, you took it to over 9 million. What was one of the first things that you did after you realized what the potential was?
Well, let me put down my coffee
Sure.
cup. So, first off, ownership can be one of those scary things of, we love to own things when things are going good, but it's not always fun to own them when they're going bad. And I can remember in my early 20s, I heard the saying, I don't even remember where I heard it from. And it was, when you take ownership for everything, when you take responsibility for everything, you realize you can change anything.
Wow, that is powerful. You might want to say that one more time.
When you take ownership for everything, you realize that you can change anything.
Wow.
Anything. And I can remember hearing that, and some things are taught, some things are caught. And in that moment, it just was a gut punch. And it was wow, no. And we all have a part of everything. We can all own good and bad. And it was no, I need to take my ownership for the things that are going well, and then take ownership for everything that's not going well. And there was so much power in that. And I almost I shifted the way I saw it. Instead of taking ownership for the bad being a bad thing, it became, no, if I want to change it from bad to good, if I want to go from being broke to being wealthy, if I want to go from struggling and stress and striving to succeeding, ownership is really where it all starts.
Right.
And responsibility.
That is very powerful. That is good. So, Jackie, I have a question for you. So, what does ownership mean to you? What is that? How would you define it in Jackie O'Quinn terms?
It's freedom. So a lot of people have a negative opinion of ownership, but for me, what you're not willing to own owns you, or someone else owns it.
Right.
So freedom, and ownership and responsibility can have a negative connotation, but if you don't understand that without ownership, then you don't own anything. Without choosing to take responsibility, when I know that I can make a difference, that gives me a certain level of freedom that I wouldn't have had otherwise. Otherwise, I have to admit that things are out of my control, and that sucks.
Yeah.
That means that I everything is reacted upon me instead of me being able to move forward and take action upon it. So in business, at the end of the day, even though there are circumstances that you may not always be able to control, you can choose to be a victim of those circumstances,
right,
or you can overcome those circumstances by the actions that you take.
Absolutely.
But to overcome a circumstance or to be able to navigate an obstacle, you have to first say, the buck stops with me. So what can I do? to be able to make the situation better, to improve the situation, or to get on the other side of whatever obstacle is facing me. And you can only do that if you're taking ownership for the situation.
That is so true. I mean, if you don't own it, it's like when you drive by and you look at just a real simple analogy. Is we had a neighbor who always looked at it was his yard, but he had someone else that was doing it, and he never liked it. And I was like, well, do something about it. It's your yard, right? So either you go do it yourself, own it, right? And eventually he hired Noah, my son, to come fix what he didn't like because he wanted to make sure that, whether you have someone help you do it or doing it, that you're taking action to achieve, because anytime ownership is involved, action is going to be required.
Yep. Oh, 100%.
There's nothing
100.
happens without action.
Nothing. Oh, no.
But action's always happening. There's an action always happening. Either you're doing the action or the action is happening to you. So you might as well take ownership and push forward.
No, it's true. It is absolutely true. That's a very good point. So we have come to realize, us three, and I know many of you have, to know that if you're going to pull yourself out of a situation, or you're trying to really hit a big goal, you need to own it. Get the team around you motivated. Create the vision for how you're going to accomplish it. Take the tasks, break them down so you all can accomplish it together, and then start taking those actions, and you're going to hit your goals, which is something else we're going to be talking about soon. Guess what? They're in studio preparing for something that's coming. What's coming? First steps to success.
Yes. Woo, woo.
I think it's happening. And so I'm so grateful that y'all came down a little early to spend some time, and we can prepare and plan. Mm-hmm. This is it's pretty fabulous to have them here, I must say. And and they've got to enjoy some good food. They're going to enjoy some more good food while they're down here. But it has been just a pleasure to have them. But we do invite you to First Steps to Success, which is October 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Yes.
Yes, and there is plenty of virtual availability to grab you and your friends and take ownership of where you're going. Right now, there is so much confusion, and I've started making phone calls and personal contact with clients. And I want to thank you for those that are giving feedback. And if I call you, please call me back. The truth is that the world is a changing place. A lot of our clients are sick and gone through things. And, we've been there ourselves, understanding that. We're going to get through this, but we have to stick together. And whether we're meeting virtually or we're meeting in person or you're at a watch party, get together and we stay and we grow together, because this message is important. Your communication right now is more important than about anything else you're doing to those around you, because your communication is motivating someone or you're discouraging someone. What are you doing? And we're not complainers. We are not victims. We are victors, and we push forward and keep going. And that's what we do.
That's right. And there's going to be a whole team of people there from around the world that are getting equipped, not letting the economy slow them down.
Right.
Because right now, think about it. When chaos is going on, there are always people that rise up during chaos. And what has stopped them in the past is no longer stopping them. And this is no different. There are people rising up right now, making their dreams come true. And we all have the option to be one of them.
Yes, we do. So with that, we end our Coffee with Ken, and thank you for joining us. You have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.